What you're seeing here is a tiny English text inserted above Latin paragraphs. But the important part is this: the tiny paragraph aligns exactly with the horizontal position of the surrounding text, not approximately, exactly. And the macro achieves this by measuring the real PDF coordinates. Today we are looking at one of the wildest text macros I've ever seen. It comes from a text stack exchange answer by David Carcele. How text can directly manipulate PDF coordinates to align floating text perfectly with surrounding paragraphs. If you have ever wondered why people call text a programming language disguised as a typesetting system, this is the perfect example. So, let's deep dive like how this can be done crazily. So it's a very mad way to do, like with most of meta programming, I would say, with a lot of macros. So how do you do this basically? So we have the counter at the first. So for that we have the new count. We have the new count as the foo count. So this basically creates a text counter called as foo count. Every time the macro runs, the counter increases. So the first use gets id1, second use gets id2, and so on and so forth. That matters because the macro needs unique numbers to process the position data accordingly. So as you can see, the output contains many text and over it, like you can say like small annotations. So like it's stored with the help of id numbers. So that's basically the logic or the motive behind having a new count. Next is a macro definition. So you have def foo number one. So this defines the command. The argument number one is a paragraph that gets inserted. So like you have first paragraph, yeah, that gets inserted, the second, third, yeah, and so on and so forth. So that's basically the job of it. Next we enter into the horizontal mode. So we have leave mode. So you have two modes basically. First mode is like to write the in small text above the larger one, and then you have the larger text. So this forces text into horizontal mode basically. So without text might be still in the vertical mode at the start of the paragraph, and the positioning logic would break. So that's the main idea of this. Then you need to measure the PDF coordinates. So this is something not very common that you do in the LaTeX or the Overleaf thingy. So for that you need to do some type settings and alignment of positions and things, so on and so forth. You have to do this. So for that you have to measure the PDF coordinates. For that you have this pdfsavepos, and this is where things become cursed, I would say. So you have to be very careful in doing this. So basically what this pdfsavepos, that is position, tells pdfTeX to record the current position on the current page. And after this command runs, text exposes two variables, that is pdf last pos, this one, the x position, and then you have a y position. So that's basically coordinates in scaled points. Yeah. And then you have another part, that is you can see some commands like write aux out here. So this basically writes data into the .aux file, exactly like a LaTeX does for references, table of contents, citations. But instead of page numbers, this macro stores the raw PDF coordinates. So that's the basic job of this. And then you have dynamic macro names. So you have something like cs name, okay, foo Roman numeral, foo count, like here, like ncs name. So this part, so this dynamically constructs macro names like foo1, foo2, foo3, something like this. And so it each occurrence of this macro get its own stored coordinate. So this is classic text meta programming. Now, why two compilations are required? So this macro cannot work in only one compilation. On the first run, positions are measured, values are written into the .aux file, and on the second run, those stored values are read back, alignment corrections are applied. That's why text says rerun to get cross references right. This macro is basically creating its own custom cross reference system. And now the real magic, you have slash vadjust. So this part right here is a real wizard spell. So it inserts vertical material attached to the current line. So the tiny paragraph becomes linked to exactly where the foo appears. So that's where the logic is. So you can see like it's very in a structured way. So starting off every new line, so every new sentence is where the small text comes over it. So that's where the idea of having these positions and like the v adjust. So yeah, next is building an invisible box. So why you need this? So you have the set box 0 and v top. So this part here, the macro creates a vertical box containing the tiny text. Then it does this. So you have some depth and height parameters like here. So this sets the box height and the depth to 0, meaning the text is visible, but the text pretends it takes up no space. So that's such a texy thing you can say. And the horizontal alignment. So if you go up here, that is kern and dimension, expression, and you have the original position and the actual position. So this computes basically the horizontal offset. The macro measures where the text should begin, where the inserted box actually landed, then it shifts the box sideways by the difference, and that's how the alignment becomes pixel perfect. And you have the tiny font, that is you can see that is the annotations that is over here. So this is basically achieved with the help of font size 5pt 22pt. So the inserted text is intentionally tiny, that's why the English translation floats above the Latin paragraph almost like the annotations. Yeah. What makes this so impressive? This macro combines text expansion tricks, PDF backend primitives, asynchronous file writes, dynamic macro generation, low level box manipulation, line attachment mechanics. This isn't normal LaTeX anymore. This is system programming disguised as typography. So the craziest part is that the text was originally designed in the 1970s, and yet people are still discovering ways to make it do things nobody expected. If you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe for more programming and typesetting wizardry. And if you know ever stranger text hacks, drop them in the comments. I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you.